YouTube. What it do, YouTube? This your boy checking in, man. It's been a little bit. I'm a little behind on the videos, Checking in, still kicking, uh, you know. But been watching a lot of videos, man, and listening to some. And I even been looking at a lot of rookie videos. I'm not gonna say rookies, other drivers' videos, man. We all started this industry not knowing something. Let me give a game to a lot of company drivers that I noticed, a lot of them are, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I ain't making no money. You got to remember, as a company driver, you don't really have the same flexibility as an owner-operator, or at least owner-operator. As a company driver, you take that truck where they tell you to take it. Now, with that being said, there are some times where things just don't work. Like if they want you to pull a trailer that ain't got no brake lights, that's on you if you get caught, not the company. That's your license, that's your record. So instead of just coming and flat out saying, nah, I can't do it because, this trailer's messed up, just say, hey, I ain't gonna be able to make this delivery on time because I gotta call roadside. This trailer ain't got no lights. Or, I can bobtail up to the nearest Pilot or Pilot or Loves. If you want to put some money on the Comdata card, I can try to get some lights and come back and, put them in and see if that'll work. And then, you think you could compensate me for my time? More so, you'll probably get a better response out of that, because you gotta remember, your driver manager is just that. He's your driver manager, or she's your driver manager. Their job is to keep you moving. So if you can't have a good relationship with your driver manager, you're not gonna get very much work. You ain't gonna make very much money. You're not gonna want to go very far in this industry. And yeah, some companies are better than others. But if you go over to another company and you're still having similar issues, at some point, you got to stop pointing the finger at the company and look at yourself. This industry is full of a lot of things that people won't do to make the money. But there's also full of a lot of things in the industry that shouldn't be done to make the money. So there's differences, and you got to figure out which category that particular item that you're set to do is in. Like your clock. There's 24 hours in a day. 14 of those hours you're allowed to work. 11 of those hours you're allowed to drive. When you're on your 10-hour break, you can be using that time to plan for the next day, so that you can get up, do your pre-trip, check the truck out, make sure everything's good, and hit the road. You already know where you'll stop. You already know where you'll need fuel. Your day will pretty much be mapped out unless something unpredictable happens, like traffic. Also, you hear a lot of people that don't do post-trip inspections anymore. In my opinion, man, post-trip inspections are a lifesaver. There's plenty of times where I found tread coming off a tire, a low tire, that I would have had to catch the next morning waking up. Beautiful part about catching that before you park at night, you can call roadside. Somebody get out there and replace that tire while you chilling in the truck, sleeping, taking your 10 hours, and it ain't messing up that near thing on your 14-hour clock, because it's being done while you off duty. You're not working. The guy replacing your tire is working. I mean, be honest, most people don't sleep the full 10 hours anyway. You out getting something to eat, showering, talking to your lady, your kids, family, whatever your situation may be. So you're not really sleeping the whole 10 hours. Some people just sit there and watch TV for a little bit. But to each his own. Also, a lot of people like to treat this like a 9 to 5. It is not your typical 9 to 5. Trucking is nowhere near 9 to 5. Nowhere near. There's going to be days where you're going to have to run early, and there's going to be days when you have to run late. Ideally, if you can make it work, you'd want to get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and be gone in the wind. Because that means by 4 o'clock, at the latest, you'll be looking for somewhere to pull off. which means that while most of the other truckers are still out making their moves because they didn't start till 6, 7, 8 o'clock, roughly, you're not out there fighting for parking. You can get a jump on the parking. You can reserve your spot at Pilot. You might not even need to reserve a spot. I didn't have to, because I started at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. My latest would be 4. I think I might have done a couple of 5s too. But generally, I start early so I can end early. So I'm not fighting for parking. I have been hit in a truck stop by somebody else parking. So with that being said, try to put yourself in an area where you limit how many people are going to be parking beside you. If you can find a nice little corner spot, so be it. You only got to worry about one truck parking beside you. Now, you do have the occasional people that like to make a spot and they'll pull up in front of you. By all means, if they want to block you in, wake their ass up. Whatever time you're going to get rolling, they should have been in your way. That's my opinion. But yeah, man, trucking is not bad. The industry is what you make of it. Freight is a different story. We're not talking on freight and we're not talking on rates. That always fluctuates. It's a never-ending story. It goes up and down, around and back, and twist and turn, and it's done it for years, for decades. You just got to weather the storm. And if you can weather the storm and you can push, the rewards are worth it, man. Trucking can do some amazing things. Trucking can take you to see some great sceneries. Trucking can take you to a lot of places if you stick with your guards. Don't do what you see everybody on YouTube do. Everything is not made for everybody. So the way that somebody else became a millionaire trucking, not necessarily gonna work for you. The way that trucking worked for me isn't gonna work for you, because everybody's different. But you gotta adapt to your own little setting in the industry. If you try to follow what everybody else is doing and it's not built for you, trucking will swallow you. It will consume you. You will wind up in debt. You will wind up wanting to get rid of your truck. You will wind up with a bad taste about trucking. So don't bite off more than you can chew. But just a few thoughts, man. I had to hop up on here for a little bit. Had some time. Hadn't made a video in a while. Man, I'm getting old. Look at that gray hair there, man. Sheesh. Anyway, man, y'all stay safe out here. Keep them rolling. Keep the sunny side up.